It has been a long time since the Detroit Lions have looked that bad in a football game. Last year's playoff loss included. This was a very hard one to watch. New coaches, totally new regime outside of Dan Campbell, but a good amount of the roster stayed pretty much the same. That is outside of the offensive line, and that was immediately apparent. Frank Ragnow has every Lions fan missing him at the moment because Jared Goff had no time to look downfield. He was constantly under pressure. The offense is clearly new and clearly disjointed. And frankly, it looked lifeless for a lot of this game. There were basically no shots downfield. It was dink and dunks and screens. It felt like watching the Michigan game yesterday, which was equally as hurtful for all of that team's fans, myself included. This is not a good way to start the season for the Lions. Yes, the Packers have a very good defense, especially their pass rush, obviously, with the addition of Micah Parsons, but that does not absolve the Lions from all of their sins. They have earned a very difficult schedule this year. They have to play the Ravens, the Eagles, the Chiefs. That's just off of the top of my head. Obviously, they play the Commanders as well and the Vikings a couple of times, as well as the Packers, of course, again. This is a team that's going to have to put up with defenses of this caliber. And when you run for 2.1 yards a carry, you're just not going to be able to do that. I know the second half was a lot more passing than we would have liked, but even that was dink and dunk. We got sacked 4 times, did Jared Goff, who never looked comfortable in the pocket, never looked like he had a rapport or a connection with his receivers. There was no positive energy offensively, which feels like hokey pokey gibberish, but if you watched this game, you could tell there was something off. And honestly, I'm a little worried about this not just being a one-off game. The Lions are at home for the Bears next week, and they'll probably look an awful lot better, but this is a team that needs to get better, and they need to do it quickly. That being said, it's almost a completely new coaching staff. Just about everybody's new besides Dan Campbell. This will take a little bit of time to get situated, and that may see the Lions' record suffer in the process.